Hey, everyone. So tonight a bomb dropped again. Some more documents were filed for the KJ. Let me get my email opened up so I can get these ready, the documents, because I did get some the documents just so I could show them to you guys. Okay, so while Emily was live though, because let me tell you guys what's been going on. If you have a Twitter, or you do or you don't, it's been craziness going on Twitter.
Wow, she knows. Today was the last straw, threatening an attorney in a federal case of committing a felony without any evidence and relying on false statements from mentally disturbed and unwell people is unethical.
Okay, so
and in the state of California, lawyers are prohibited from doing this. She knows more about
they don't know what you just read. You just read that because they don't know what you just read.
I know. I just read it and I was about to say something.
Well, I was going to give them like a little. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Because I haven't seen it either.
While you're messing with your phone over there, I was going to.
I haven't seen it either. So let me give you guys a little breakdown. If you do have Twitter, if you don't have Twitter, let me tell my mods that I'm live. Okay, so yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so scoot your hand over for a second so I can get to the mic thing. I'm sorry. Sit up straight. Okay. No, this is going to be a breakdown really quick because it's late. I was tired. I literally was like working on my part 2 of my Katie series, and it's been really hard because I don't really know where to start. Like my Katie series started with my first interaction with her, and that was her calling me disgusting and like ragging me over my call-in video. I done a response video to that. It's 2 hours long. I can't play that for you guys. I can only like say, here's the link, go watch it. And from that point on, I'm for sure of where to go. So I took my daughter to the doctor today. She had to be tested for diabetes because her sugar has been high. When we got back, I just kind of went and sat and was like trying to figure out where to go from here on how to tell the part 2. And then I got a message from someone telling me that Emily was about to go live. I have seen all the stuff going on Twitter. So there's been these Twitter accounts, right, that has been threatening people. Katie made like a comment that like, I'm going to bring it up, the comment that Katie made. Okay, let me send that one to myself because Katie on the 7th made a tweet. You guys know that like Salty, one of his things is that like he tweets a lot. He gets his information through Twitter. Thing is like they're investigating this lawsuit, trying to find evidence, and this is a social media case, right? So where are you going to look for your witnesses at? You're going to look for your witnesses on social media. Like if you're at a murder scene, not comparing this to murder, but just to give a little bit of context, if someone gets murdered out on the streets of where you live, the detectives go out to the streets and ask witnesses, you know, in that area, like what happened? Did you hear gunshots? Blah, 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 blah. Well, that can't happen because this happened on social media. So Tati's lawyer is taking to social media to find witnesses. Get the gist of what I'm saying. Like it makes sense. A lot of people's like, he shouldn't be on social media. Actually, he should because that makes sense for where he would be. Katie has like come for Michael Salty, saying that he's unethical. In the last documents that we saw where Florien spoke out, Florien talked about Katie's lawyer and the things that Katie's lawyer allegedly was trying to have her do. Florien signed a declaration saying that Katie's lawyer wanted me to file a complaint at the Bar Association, to the Bar Association against Tati Westbrook's lawyer. Tati's lawyer is like a very, like, I guess, decorated lawyer, you would say. He's had some very high profile cases and won them. So Florien also said that KJ's attorney like offered to like kind of represent her for free. And like that just really doesn't happen in situations like this. Like no lawyer is going to represent you for free in a case like this. Now, obviously like something like other, like where you are like wrongly arrested, you may get an attorney to work on contingency, but this is different. She said that KJ's attorney was like, sign this declaration and I will fill it out. According to my understanding from what I watched, Lori claims that KJ's attorney was like, basically sign this blank declaration. And what we're going to say is that Tati's lawyer threatened you or made you feel threatened and harassed you. And you're going to sign this. And I can tweak it if need be or whatever, but just sign this blank one, right? That's kind of what I understood from what I was hearing. So all that is happening. This KJ's lawyers wanting Lori to make a complaint, say that Salty. So this is like Emily says, shots have been fired. It's no longer like Tati against KJ. It's now like Tati and her attorney against KJ and her attorney. Emily said earlier, like the gloves are off and this is the MMA. This is no longer hockey. Yeah. So also Classy Mom said, I feel we need to remind ourselves that nothing about hacking has been proven. Investigations are happening and it will be resolved. So come to like on the 7th, Katie makes this now. All right, you guys see that, right? So on the 7th, KJ says, email communications go both ways. Trust me, just like I'm being watched, so are you. We know everything. That was on the 7th, okay? All right, so after that.
I wonder what she meant by that. Like,
well,
what would they know?
I mean, I don't know how you could say like, just like I'm being watched, so are you. What I can understand though, like, just like you guys are watching me and what I'm doing, like we're watching what y'all are doing. Thing is Tati's not doing nothing. Tati has not been on social media at all. So she's saying, we're watching you, Tati's lawyer. And all he's doing is basically responding to like questions or asking questions to that are relevant to his case. But she's saying we're watching you. Now, to include the part that she included, which was the email communications go both ways, trust me, that kind of brings in a little bit, that makes it a little bit different because she's bringing in emails. Like email communications go both ways. So if she would have left that out and just said, just like I'm being watched, so are you, I just would have thought that she was saying, y'all are watching me on social media, I'm watching y'all on social media. But she said the email communication goes both ways. And then she said, we know everything. She also started talking about a big bomb being dropped, blah, 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 blah. There's always a big bomb that's supposedly being dropped. So let me go. Either yesterday or today, these accounts start like attacking people and threatening people. If anybody can give me the name of the accounts, I'll put it up here because I don't remember what they were called. Was one of them in Pearl? There was these 2 accounts that started threatening people. I mean, Emily Baker, they were like, Emily, you got something coming for you. Chloe was one of them. So one of the accounts was Chloe. Who is the other account? Okay, so there's 2 accounts that start saying all these crazy things. I mean, death threats. Like, you'll be dead soon. And they were adding like Saltsy, Emily Baker. And then I don't really know what made the flip or why they all of a sudden flip. But then they was like, we're not going down for anyone. We're kids. We have been messaging Katie. She told us that her son had cancer and she gave us these IP addresses. She had us hacking emails because also in the process of all this going on, Saltsy starts getting hacked. So let me find that.
But then they flipped again, didn't they? Didn't they flip twice?
It's honestly so much confusion.
I think Emily kept saying that they flipped one time, but then they flipped again. To me, I think what was going on was whoever was behind it was trying to get out of it. Well, then when they realized that there was going to be a lot of people digging into it, they went ahead and flipped again and kept on going the route they were.
Stop shaking your leg. Okay, let me try to share this. Sorry, babe. I'm not trying to be rude. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of like, this is what I done, you guys. I was watching Emily in my living room, like chair right in front of the living room, feet on my entertainment center as these things started popping up. This is actually screenshots from the declaration that KJ filed. This is not his Twitter post. It actually is his Twitter post. But Katie's lawyer took Salty's Twitter post and put it in this like declaration that was filed today. So that's what these accounts, the Penny and Chloe, when they like flipped on Katie. Now, this is all, none of this is proven, you guys. I'm not saying Katie hired these people or anything like that. Please don't mistake that for what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I wonder if there's a way I can move.
I got some stuff to say on that, though. I mean, why would they go after Emily Baker when all she does is read the court documents?
But this could even be somebody trying to.
It.
This could even be somebody trying to set Katie up that hates Katie. It could be. I mean, you got to play devil's advocate here for that. But there are things that don't make sense because let me tell you guys, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but there's some situations with emails and her actual email was used as a recovery email when Salty's Twitter account and email account was like trying to be hijacked. Also, an account for a witness in this case. One of the witnesses in this case, their accounts was also hacked, an attempt was made to hack the witness's account. And this was not even a witness that I knew was a witness. Like no declarations or no paperwork has come out. No paperwork has come out for this witness. So it was really weird that a witness that nobody even knew about, now someone's hacking her. And so the accounts, what happened was like the witness's email, social media accounts, Salty's Gmail, social media accounts, they all somehow got like, there was an attempt to hack them. And it said like, hey, someone's trying to sign into your account and the recovery email linked is without a crystal ball 78@gmail.com, which is Katie's email. Thing is, just last night, my son Eli made a new email account because I don't know. He thinks he wants to start a YouTube channel, but I'm actually not going to let that happen. I'll let him think that it's going to happen. But Eli made a new email account and he listed me as his recovery. I was like in the bathroom and he comes in there and he's like, hey mom, I need your phone. I'm listing you as recovery and it should send you a code. And like, by the time I could like get out the door, my phone, I could show you guys, like I got a code. Let me see. What time was this?
Okay.
Yeah. I got a code saying it yesterday. And he had to come in here and type the code in just for my account to be listed as a recovery account. These people already had her listed as a recovery account somehow. It's really weird.
I mean, this has happened to you.
Yes.
This has happened like Sherelle somebody just mentioned a while ago. Sherelle was complaining about it. It's happened to you several times. Okay, since you had problems with Katie. And I mean, I just don't feel like I feel like there's too much circumstantial evidence that, she does this kind of stuff.
Possibly. I mean, and that is your opinion and you are entitled to it. Now, I do want to say, Candy, you were a mod for me last year. I'm not sure if Cece was at this point. I think, yes, she was. Candy and Cece, do you guys remember last year when I was like, I'm going off social media for a while? It was after my channel went down. It was after A passed away. And I was like, I'm going away for a while. Like, I'm going to get off social media. And I was like, I logged out of my stuff. Like I logged out, but somehow it kept getting brought back up. And I kept getting notifications. And I was like, how is this happening? Like I'm logging out. So I actually had to go in and like deactivate because it kept somehow like going back into it. And it was really weird. I took a screenshot of the fact that I because it happened like 4 times. Like I went in, logged out, and I kept getting notifications. So I was like, this is really weird. So I ended up just deactivating it. So yeah, Candy remembers. It was really weird. This was right at the height of everything going on between. And I'm not accusing her. I'm just saying that it is really strange. So, yes. You were trying to text instead of use Messenger, and you kept getting logged back in. Yep.
That's why I think it's all connected. Like, I don't know. I mean,
see, that's the thing. JC Mills is like, I wonder. JC Mills says, as much as I do not support KJ, I cannot see someone being that dense to use their public email. I feel like something else is doing it, thinking they are being helpful. That
she didn't use her public email.
Could be. Yes, she used her
it's
her work
account.
email as a recovery email. See, it could be someone doing this just to try to hurt KJ's case. It could be someone on KJ's side doing it, because let me tell you guys what the hackers ended up saying. So these people are going at Salty. They're going at Emily D. Baker. They're like, Emily D. Baker and Salty, and everybody's like getting hacked. The witnesses, they're attempting to hack them, right? And then for some reason, like, the people flip and they're like, we're just kids. Katie told us to do this. She told us that her son, and this is just what the person said on Twitter. She told us that her son had cancer, and told us that Salty was like a pedophile. And I mean, I read it. I wish I would have screenshotted it at the time that I read it, because I was just blown away. I was like, oh my goodness. So these accounts, they said they were relatives, and that they was doing this to help Katie because they were fans, and they felt terrible because her son, and that she had allegedly like told Salty that, like, I told them that Salty was like this bad person. So they claim that Katie like helped them get like IP addresses and like told them how to hack. Like, so, and what they said is, what they claimed was that Katie wanted them to register Salty's accounts to like all these like child pornography sites. And then that way he could be like busted for like child porn and possibly be arrested for child porn. I mean, I don't even know.
But how, there's the only way you can get your email listed as a recovery email to an account,
as far as I know,
by setting it up and having access to your email. That's the only way. And the theory that nobody could be that dumb to do something like that is thrown out the window by seeing her tweets on a regular basis.
I mean, that is true,
which are threats in themselves.
She has publicly
We're watching you.
Yeah.
We know everything.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't know what they got coming. All this stuff like that is very much true. Dumb.
That is very much true.
So that totally goes out the window. And I feel like she's got away with this kind of stuff in the past. And I feel like, she's probably such a narcissist that she believes she can do this and get away with it. I mean, we've all seen it.
Okay, so I want to read this, because this is where Salty takes his Twitter and he says, well, what do we have here? There appears to have been several hacking attempts today on my Google and Twitter accounts, and possibly others. This is not the first time. And whoever it was used a familiar address in their efforts. I'm going to try to zoom in on here. So enter the code when asked for it to show that Google can reach you at the email address. If you don't recognize the email address is Katie's email address, you guys. That's Katie's. And she acknowledges it. In the document, she says that is my email address.
Oh, yeah, there's no denying it. But, which, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she tried to deny that. But, another thing is she just talked about recently that she had two-factor verification set up.
Last year, when Katie was saying that someone was hacking her, she said, I mean, I have clips of her saying, I had to install two-factor verification to keep from being hacked. And look, let me say, wait, she's saying her son has cancer. That is what the hackers are saying.
Yeah.
The hackers are saying they were sent to do all this dirty work by Katie. We don't know that to be true. Unless I see some hard evidence to say that, obviously, I'm just going to have to go with this as allegations put forth by people that were threatening a freaking lawyer on social media, you know? So, I mean, do with that what you will. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, it's just too much of a. I'm like, we've had.
Let me go back to.
We just had two. Like, she said before, she has 2-factor verification set up. You know, she's done all this to other people. I feel like she done it to Sherelle. I don't know that for a fact, but I don't know that she was the person who done it to us in the past.
No, we don't know.
But I know that as soon as we started having all kind of problems, you know, then her email started getting messed with. People trying to get.
I got arrested.
Yeah,
I can't talk much on that, but
and there's just so much stuff like the digging, the constantly digging, and the getting geeked up, gatered out, and just digging.
In your opinion, because I don't want to be faced with a lawsuit. I mean, so anyways, okay. So now I'm going to go over the documents that was on Emily's channel. And you guys, let me tell you, I didn't go to Pacer. I'm not making a Pacer account, not doing it. I just actually, when they popped up on Emily's thing, I just literally took a screenshot off my TV. So excuse me, excuse the fact that they are kind of weird looking. So, okay, this is Katie's declaration. It says, let me see if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Yeah, let me move this banner. Okay. And this is literally legit screenshot right off the TV. I wasn't even watching on my phone. This was the TV. All right. So it says, I am over the age of 18 and I am named as a defendant in this action. I make this declaration based on personal knowledge. I categorically deny the accusations currently being made against me by Michael Saltz via Twitter and via emails from him to my attorney that I have directly or indirectly hacked or attempted to hack or ask others to hack or attempt to hack into his email, Twitter, or what else? Other accounts or the accounts of the witnesses he is accusing me of hacking. Okay, let's see. Because, like I said, Katie is claiming that, I mean, when Saucy made those, he says, well, what do we have here? He is saying someone is trying to hack into my accounts, the witnesses' accounts, and it is coming from Katie Joy's email. Like, this is the recovery email. This is where it wants to send the code, you know? So he's not accusing Katie. He's not saying that it is Katie. He's just saying, well, like, what is this? But why are we getting this?
The way they wrote it up, though, on their side, was that he was accusing her
right, and I'm going to get to that, yeah.
Which he never did.
So this is the rest.
They basically twisted everything that he had wrote on social media, on Twitter or whatever.
Okay, it says, I had no involvement in any of the alleged hacking Mr. Saltz is accusing me of, other than to receive notification after the fact that appeared to show that my email address was somehow involved with some attempt to do something to someone else's account. Since yesterday, I have received a number of such email notifications that my email account has been associated with Gmail accounts of people that I do not know. I've also received notifications from Twitter that appear to reflect some attempt to use my email address. She is saying that in those posts and into emails that Saltzy wrote to her attorney, that he is accusing her of doing this. But he's not really, not in my opinion. I don't feel like he's accusing her. He's just saying, this is what the people are saying. This looks odd. We need to get this settled. Okay. Because Saltzy emailed Katie's attorney, and we're going to read those emails. Oh, here's the rest of her declaration. I want to add this to it so you guys can have that. Okay. Since yesterday, I've received a number of such email notifications that my email account has been associated with Gmail accounts of people that I do not know. I have also received notification from Twitter that appeared to reflect some attempt to use my email address to gain access or make changes to someone's Twitter account. I did not have any involvement in any of these activities other than to receive the notification after the fact. I mean, when something is going on, like, you receive a notification then. In my, just from what I know with making, I mean, I have My kids have Gmail accounts. I have Gmail accounts. He has a Gmail account. And anytime anything is done, you don't get a notification after the fact. You get it when it's going on.
No, and if my email account started going crazy and I started getting all kind of crazy emails and it was listed, I don't have a Twitter, but if it was listed or connected to somebody's Twitter, then I would have a problem. I would shut it down.
100%.
Okay, I would shut down my email and I would call whoever I needed to call, the FBI or
CIA.
whoever. It would not go on for days. And then when, something comes out in court, then all of a sudden I'm saying that I got hacked. That's not how I would handle the situation at all. As soon as I started seeing all kind of different emails that I know I had nothing to do with, I'm shutting my email down
100%.
automatically.
100%.
So my question is, why did she not shut her email down if she's getting all these things connected to her Twitter? I don't know. Don't add up to me. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of craziness, but it's been a lot of craziness.
And that is your opinion. He is allowed to have his opinion because I feel like Katie's going to try to come at us. Like, that's his opinion. He's not saying that you are hacking. He's just saying his opinion, that it seems like that could be a possibility.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking, like, why didn't she do what I and I feel like most people would do? Why did she wait until now to do something about it?
Right. Okay, so I do not have any involvement in any of these activities other than to receive notification after the fact. I've also received emails confirming activities that apparently were done using my email address, such as posting reviews or making a complaint. Listen to this, you guys. Listen to this. I have also received emails confirming activities that were done using my email address, such as posting reviews or making a complaint to Mr. Saltz's law firm, but were in fact done by someone other than me using my email address.
And that goes back to my question. Why, after all this, I mean, how long has this been going on for? And she didn't shut her email down? And I understand she's not allowed to delete anything, but if your account is getting hacked, I would think that you could go talk to your lawyer, say, hey, look, my account's getting hacked. We need to get in touch with the judge or whoever, because I need to shut my account down. Or, just shut it down and then tell them, bring it to them, And
I want to say this as well. What she is saying here is that a review was left at Saltzy's law firm against Saltzy using her email address. Like, how is someone going to... You can't mimic an email address. I mean, you can mimic it, but you can't have the same exact one. So that would be like us going on Yelp and seeing that, NetNet216 left a bad review for, our local Chick-fil-A, and me saying it wasn't me. It wasn't me. That wouldn't make much sense, right? Okay, so to continue, she said, here again, I had nothing to do with those activities.
Hold on. So Emily was saying that the stuff in the review and stuff could have just been trolls typing in KJ's email and forms. Like, maybe that part is true. Yeah, well, okay, maybe.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, somebody could have done that. I can see that, but
I thought when you leave like a review or something, can you just leave any email?
It depends on the site. I think sometimes.
Let me get to where they can see us. Okay, so when you leave like a review for something, can you use it? Does it make you use the email you are on with leaving the review? Or can you just type in any email? Because if you can just type in any email, then that would.
But how many times has she said her account has been hacked in the last year and a half? If I had an email account, just speaking about myself, if I had an email account that had been hacked half as many times as she has said that she's been hacked, I get another email account.
Absolutely. I would close that account. I would close that email account. I would have an email account strictly for my business with YouTube, where I only handled like people coming in like for sponsorships and people wanting to be on my channel, or where I, reached out to people to be on my channel. Anything personal to my life would be on a completely different email that no one knew about.
before all this even happened, the lawsuit and everything, I know personally I've seen several times where she said that her email account was hacked.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. I mean, I got
I don't know why she would
videos of
keep
her
this
saying, literally, I got a couple videos, screen recordings of her saying like,
and it's always when something like this happens. Oh,
okay, so let me get back to reading this.
I was hacked.
I want to get back to finish reading this.
Go ahead.
And I apologize for that. It's like just a screenshot of my TV. Sorry. Okay, so it says, indeed, I just received a confirmation that I have successfully subscribed to the hacker newsletter via hackernewsletter.com. I did not request the subscription. I attached as Exhibit A, true and correct copies of some of the email notifications I have recently received. All right.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Lori, so much for the super chat. This probably will be hit with you guys, my views have been so good lately. Thank you all. So I have to get over here where I can tell you guys this, because since my channel was struck with a community guideline strike back in November, the end of November, I've not made the money again that I've made back then. Not at all. And the amount of views that I strive for, I have surpassed that times 3. But because January is like such a, you don't get paid well in January, apparently, on YouTube. Like if it was December, then I would be doing great. But apparently for some reason, January, you don't. But I have surpassed the views, but still not making hardly anything on YouTube. But thank you all for watching my channel. I appreciate it so much. And it would be even better if you guys hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so to get back to this. So this is her statement. She says, in the case of wait, let me get this back over. You guys can see it. I'm not used to doing this stuff, you guys, so bear with me. In the case of notifications from Gmail, when I attempt to undo the connection between my account and this other person's account, in response to the notifications, I receive a message that the other person's account is no longer active. I believe that some of the many tens of thousands or more of online followers of this lawsuit, and more specifically of Mr. Saltz's frequent tweets about this case, are behind this effort to manufacture evidence against me. Thank you, Meg_Ken, for the super chat. So Katie is saying here that when she tried to undo the connection between her account and the other person's account, that she received a message saying the other person's account is no longer active. It would be very simple because Salty knows the other person's account. It would be very simple for Salty just to go see if that person's account is still active. And if it is, whatever.
Well, I got a feeling whoever did it deleted, right afterwards, right after they got done doing everything, they deleted it. Right.
Well, no, the other person's account was the witness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gathering, because these other people's accounts were not accounts linked. Like, it was the witness's account that she attempted to hack, and she made the witness's Gmail like her email, the recovery email for the witness's email. That makes sense. There's so much going on, you guys. Okay, so let's carry on with these documents. Okay, so here is, I'm going to get good at this one day, I promise. So Tati's attorney's name is Michael Saltz, and then Katie's attorney is named Michael Brown. This is his. It says Michael P. Brown declares as follows: I am a lawyer with Gordon, Tilden, Thomas, and Cordell LLP, counsel for defendants in this matter. I make this declaration based on personal knowledge and my say that word because I'm going to get tongue-tied. Familiarity with the proceedings in this matter. What did I get tongue-tied on earlier?
I don't remember.
Okay. Below is a screenshot of Mr. Saltz's Twitter homepage showing he has more than 5,400 followers. I don't know why that matters, but they're trying to say that Salty is trying to become Twitter famous by using this case. He's using this case to become Twitter famous. Let me tell you, this man has represented people like Aaron Spelling's widow.
Ryan's World.
Ryan's Toy Review. Like, if he really wanted to become famous in any shape, he could have done it already. So it's really, they're bringing up the fact that he literally.
But where have we heard that claim from a billion times? Oh, they're just doing it for clout. They're just doing it for clout. So,
yeah.
I mean, that
just doing it for clout. So it's not like Katie to claim that, like, Salty is going on Twitter talking about things for clout. Like, come on. Okay, so funny. An attorney that literally has, like, is worth millions at this point is just using this lawsuit for clout. Makes sense. All right, so here is something else. Below is a screenshot of a tweet Mr. Saltz posted on New Year's Day, 2021, in which he publicly opines that Ms. Paulson should spend more time with her family instead of creating content for her YouTube channel, her only source of income. So this looks like it was like a Twitter thread, though. Someone says, so she says she is deliberately doing what she does at Michael Saltz. Weird strategy, don't you think? So this person is saying, so Katie is saying that she is deliberately doing this. Salty is like, deliberately doing what? Was she referring to deliberately being live nonstop all day, every day, away from her family and friends and life? Was she referring to her regularly making statements helpful to our case? What was the context of the statement? Which video / timestamp? So all this is relevant to, like, because Katie's attorney is basically saying that Salty is acting inappropriate towards Katie on Twitter, that he has made comments about her not spending enough time with her family, constantly being on YouTube, that he's basically, like, harassing her by claiming that, and harassing her and accusing her of hacking him. But he never accused her.
I totally agree with that, Jamie.
What is it?
I bet Katie just blows Salty's mind. I think she blows a lot of
bet
people's
you.
mind.
Can you imagine this attorney, like Salty, sitting over there like, what is going? I've never in all my life.
What is wrong? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think she blows a lot of people's mind.
Okay, so all right. So in the declaration, Katie files her declaration saying, I didn't do any hacking. I didn't tell anybody to hack. All I know is someone made my email account, the witness's recovery email, Salty's recovery email. I don't know how it happened. And I was notified after the fact. Someone used my email to make bad reviews, to put bad reviews on Salty's law firm against Salty. It wasn't me, but they used my email. So Katie's saying that. Katie's attorney has requested that they get, like, an urgent meeting with the judge, or they go before the judge urgently. He's like, Judge, we need you to see this ASAP. And this is what we need you to see. We need you to see that the other opposing counsel is taken to Twitter to threaten, like, my client, accuse my client of hacking him when she hasn't. He is using this case for clout to grow his followers, because he now has 5,400 followers. He is what else was it? Oh, he is saying that my client does not spend enough time with her family, which I guess maybe him being a lawyer, maybe you could kind of look a little, like, sideways at that. Like, you got a lawsuit against that girl and you know, calling her out for not spending no time with her family and constantly being online. But really, if he was anybody else, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, because, I mean, that could be just his opinion, you know?
I mean, obviously she had said something about him already, so.
Someone said, God, I would love to be a fly on the wall in Leslie's house. I bet their conversations get juicy up in there. In our house, I mean, between me and Sean, yeah. Okay. Let me put this back up on here. So let's get back to the documents. Okay, this is actually a better screenshot. Deliberately doing what? Was she referring to deliberately being live nonstop all day, every day, away from family, friends, and life. Was she referring to regularly making statements helpful to our case? What was the context of the statement? Which video / timestamp? This was January 1st, 2021. Okay, here is the declaration. Below is a screenshot from a video on a YouTube channel that Mr. Saltz has promoted on his Twitter. This channel regularly focuses its videos on this lawsuit. This video, covering plaintiffs' filing of their responses to defendants' motions to dismiss, it can be found at, and then the link. This video alone has so far drawn 143,915 views. So this video is actually Emily. This is Emily Baker's video. In the document, so it's so funny. Emily has now made it to where her cute face is in the declarations, or whatever you want to call this, the legal documents. Okay, so what they're saying here, they're saying that Emily is covering the case.
They're trying to claim that they're like working together. Yeah,
they're trying to claim literally that Emily is working with Salty, it seems, and that he is promoting her. But I've never seen Salty really promote her. Like, I think he likes what she is doing, and he agrees with what she is doing. But here's the thing. I have never seen Emily.
For the super chat.
Thank you, Colleen, for the super chat. I've never seen Emily do anything out of line or that would be considered illegal. Emily, her channel is actually breakdown of other lawsuits.
That's what she does.
It's what she does. That's what her channel is about. She was an attorney. She's a licensed attorney, ex-district attorney. So it's what she does. Also, I want to point out is the beginning of what Emily done. She has her channel. She knows everything as far as like all the legalities concerning like lawsuits. So it would make sense for her to use her channel for that, to break it down, because when we go over a lawsuit, 9 times out of 10, we don't know what the hell we're looking at, you know? So in the world of entertainment, celebrity, there's a lot of lawsuits. Why not have a channel breaking it down? She's amazing at what she does. When she first came on the scene, and she's been on the scene for a little bit, but when most of us found her, it was because she covered the first initial filing in this lawsuit. She literally, that first video, she done what Katie attempted to do with the Halo Beauty versus Tati Westbrook lawsuit. She found the lawsuit, she broke it down on her channel and gave her little opinions about it. The only thing is Katie done it and twisted everything, took everything out of context. In my opinion, that's what she done. And did not have any, how could you say that?
I don't know. I was falling asleep.
Really? Go to bed. Katie, okay, so Emily has the right to break down a lawsuit because it is like she knows all about this type of stuff. Katie was trying to do it and doesn't know about this type of stuff, which is why she could not read the things properly and took what was said as truths and stated it as facts. And now she's in the bind that she's in. One of the reasons. So Katie is literally getting mad at Emily for doing what she tried to do with the Halo Beauty versus Tati Westbrook lawsuit, right? You cannot be mad. Like, that's what Katie does, though, is she gets mad at people for doing literally the same thing that she does, only they're not doing it as bad as she's doing.
Unless they're promoting her channel and talking good about her, and, you know, even if they're just covering the documents that are out, you know, if it's not something promoting her and that makes her look good, then she goes after them, you know?
Right.
Or if she feels like they're competition or something. From what I've seen in the past, my opinion, she goes after
I do have some of the tweets that Katie has tweeted. I've got some of them. So I think Sean's going to go to bed. We're both exhausted, you guys. And we were like, do we go live tonight? Do we not? And we were like, yeah, we're going to go live tonight. So, okay. So let me go back over here. All righty. Okay. Here is where Salty showed that it says Google received a request to use this email address to help recover a Google account. This is Katie's email address. So what it is telling Salty, hey, we received a request to use the email address to recover your other email. Enter the code when asked for it to show that Google can reach you at this email address. Katie's email address, right? Katie's email address. This is Katie's email address. It's saying like, hey, you've been listed as the recovery. We're trying to regain access to your account, and we're going to send you the information to this account. But first, we need you to put this PIN in. Okay, here is another thing. When was this? This was Saturday? Yes, Saturday. What post? I will need that for our report to the authorities and the court. So Salty is talking about the hackings that is going on. Someone made a comment about it, and Salty is inquiring about it. Like, hey, what post are you talking about? I will need that for our report to the authorities and to the courts, because Salty is like, I'm not dealing with this. Ain't nobody about to hack me and get away with it. I'm a lawyer. I'm a badass, and I'm going to the authorities. And then Katie said, why are you hacking my Gmail and trying to get into my YouTube account? These people are trying to hack my YouTube at Team YouTube. So then Katie, is saying that she's being hacked. God is great. Thank you for reaching out. Is it true your account was created at the same time as the other harassing psych accounts surrounding this hacking issue, and that your account exists to support KJ and attack her detractors? Your 4-day history is very interesting. So apparently the accounts that popped up have only been around for a few days, and they all were psych accounts, and that they were created to be involved in like this hacking and this threatening and all that. Attached as Exhibit A, C are true and correct copies of emails Mr. Salt sent me this morning accusing Mrs. Paulson of federal crimes. Okay, you guys, if you were on Emily's stream, then you already know like what's coming. If you weren't, listen to this and give me your opinion. Okay, so this is saying attached as Exhibit A through C are true and correct copies of the emails Mr. Salt sent me this morning accusing Mrs. Paulson of federal crimes and demanding that I explain my involvement. Attached as Exhibit D is a true and correct copy of the email I sent in response to Mr. Salt's accusation of federal criminal activity. I declare, pursuant to the laws of perjury of the United States of America, that the foregoing is true and correct. Dated the 18th day of December. Happy birthday, my sister. Okay, so the first email. Okay, here's the first email, but I'm actually going to, I don't think I'm going to show it because I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to show it. Because it says, Mr. Brown, this is from Katie's attorney. Is it still on there? No. Okay. The other hacker is disclosing information of your client's plans to delete evidence and bring false charges against me. Okay, so one of the hackers was claiming that Katie had plans to delete evidence and bring false charges against Salty. That's what that first line says. They claim that your client, Katie, gave them a special IP address and passwords to do their work on their behalf. Actually, I think I can show this one. Yeah, this is actually one of the ones that I can show. Part of that was to sign myself up with various porn sites and then make police reports against me claiming that I am a pedophile. The hacker claims to be 13 and 15 years old and were hired by your clients through Facebook. They claim that this was done to discredit me so that I could not prosecute the case. They also claim that your client was fabricating evidence to make a claim that we were harassing her. They also claim that they were told to try and hack into your client's account to make it look like she was being hacked too, so that she could pretend to be a victim. There is evidence of open communication and planning between your clients and the hacker's accounts, as all involved foreshadowed that they were going to hit us with a big surprise. Now, I do want to say, like a few days ago, Katie did say, like, oh, something big's about to happen. Like, you guys don't know what you got coming to you or something to that effect. Now, I have to put it out there that I'm not saying that, Katie did instruct these people to do this, but this is what the hackers are saying. The hackers were saying that Katie got in touch with them through Facebook, that they're 13 and 15 years old, and that Katie gave them special IP addresses and passwords to do their dirty work. Part of that was to sign Salty up for different porn sites, then make police reports saying that he is a pedophile. Okay. Also to try to hack Katie. That way she could pretend that it also happened to her. We demand to know what your involvement or knowledge was of these alleged plans. Be advised that we are immediately sending a subpoena to Twitter to obtain the full identity of these now admitted hackers that your client purportedly hired. I assume under the circumstances, you will not be objecting. Please advise that the hackers claim to have documented all interactions with your clients. You guys see this? Please be advised. Well, it kind of messes up when I do that. Be advised that the hackers claim to have documented all the interactions with your clients. So the hackers are saying, I'm not saying that it is true, but the hackers are saying this was done and we have all the proof. We kept all the exchanges between us and KJ. Not saying that it's true. That is what they're saying. So tread lightly. Absolutely. This is just speculation based off what hackers are saying. I wonder if Saucy thinks, I've never seen anything like this before. 100% that's what he thinks. I think that's what he thinks. Okay. And here's another email. All right. Michael, you should be made aware that the hacker has just stated on Twitter that he or she was hired by your client to do what they did. You should check the account before it is deleted. Suffice it to say, very serious claims have now been made implicating your client in these and other matters. We ask that you take all steps to preserve any and all evidence so that a full forensic investigation can be done, is what I'm assuming that was supposed to say. We also demand that you document and take control over the 24 Twitter accounts and 3 email accounts that apparently belong to your client to safeguard them from deletion due to her SOC accounts now being exposed. Please confirm that you have done so that such evidence can be preserved pursuant to the court's order. We wait your response. Yours truly. So I want you to keep in mind that Katie's attorney, they are stating that these letters to them were threatening. Okay. So far, I haven't seen anything that was threatening, but they are claiming that these letters were threatening. I want to highlight this. We also demand that, we also demand that you document and take control over the 24 Twitter accounts and 3 email accounts that apparently belong to your client to safeguard them from deletion due to her SOC accounts now being exposed. So Salty, let me get where you guys can see me. Salty is saying it looks like Katie has 20-something accounts. We want you to take over them so nothing can be deleted. Okay, so let's see what else. I think that may be all that I have there. Now let me get into the rest. Hold on. I'm actually doing it pretty decently. Doing a decent job right now with this.
You read what I said?
No, I should have numbered them.
Huh?
About number of dislikes that I have.
Yeah, that's about how many dislikes you've been getting for a long time.
True that. About the same amount of dislikes I've been getting. Okay, so let me bring this up. Okay, so this is Katie's attorney's response. I wish I had a side-by-side. This is Katie's attorney's response, you guys. I wish I had a side-by-side. Okay. you guys, I'm gonna flip over to Katie's, Tati's attorney's letters, emails. Here's Katie's. We need to get the court involved ASAP. Katie denies your allegations, and I certainly know nothing about any hacking or the other stuff. I do know that Katie is under a barrage of people attempting to link her Google account to people she does not know. It would be the least surprising thing in the world if it turns out that one of your thousands of followers is setting you up or setting her up. I am skeptical about your allegations, but they should be aired in front of the judge. I also have concerns that I would like to address. I don't think we can get her attention on a holiday, but perhaps we should send an email or something today. The difference between the attorney's emails, like Katie, I'm not trying to be rude, but even when I get emails for like sponsorships, potential sponsorships, like my emails look better than that. I'm like, hello, comma, space, thank you so much for you. And, like I make sure I capitalize where it needs to be capitalized, make sure I punctuate where it needs to be punctuated. I make sure I skip the appropriate lines. Like this was just let me get back. Hold on. Because I want to show you guys like the difference between the emails. Okay. Salty's email. Look at that. How professional that looks. Like, oh, I'm getting too big on there. Hold on. Look how professional. And then look at that one. It does not look very professional. Like, okay. So let's get back to the rest of them. Oh, here's another one. All right, I'm not going to show this one because, okay, so the first letter that Salty actually wrote to them, there's a lot more now that is going on. Or actually, this must be the second letter. There's a lot more than that going on. We should set a time to discuss. Be advised that one of our witnesses is now suicidal due to harassment that she has received for refusing to not delete a comment about your client's deletion of potential relevant evidence. And your client published a tweet on January 7th, 2021, that she has been reading our emails and knows everything. We also have direct messages from your client threatening our witness with lawsuits if she shares her information with us. And there appears to be direct communication on Twitter with one of the harassers that made death threats and other threats against our witness. We are in the process of providing all the information to the federal authorities and will be pressing charges once we determine who all are involved in the hacking attempts and the witness tampering. Okay, so they are literally saying our witness is now suicidal because she is being threatened with a lawsuit by your client. That your client said that if our witness shares anything with us, that your client is going to sue her. The witness who was the witness who was harassed suffers from autism, amongst other ailments, and lacks the technological ability to participate in any hacking attempts on your client, despite your client's false public claims to the contrary. Furthermore, we have uncovered evidence showing that the witness's emails account was archived and accessed by your client's known and working email address. So, like I said, the witness's email account was archived and accessed by Katie's known and working email address. To the extent that she received said information, demand is hereby made that she immediately document its receipt and destroy the contents of said archive without reviewing them. Please advise as to your earliest availability. Yours truly. You guys, I can't really read the chat that well because I'm reading all this. But Cece, I did see yours. Who suffers from autism? I agree. I agree with that. I get what he was saying there, but yeah, I agree. Who suffers with autism? So today, Emily goes live, and she's going through all these documents that I just went over with y'all. The KJ's live tonight. She legit went after Salty and Emily, plus talking more about lawsuits and wonders why people keep talking. Katie thinks that nobody should talk about this. Here's the thing.
I'm confused on something. That he was saying that was Michael Salt saying that Katie threatened a witness.
Yes, that's what he was saying. That's what. Yeah, he was saying that he has a witness. Wow. That he was saying that he has a witness, and that Katie was making threats of a lawsuit, like saying she would sue this witness if the witness turned over the evidence that she had.
That's crazy.
That is what it said in the thing.
And then that she archived their email.
Okay, so and then as Emily is live going over all this, Katie tweets, "It's simple. Stop falsely accusing me of felonies and using YouTubers to spread the defamation, and I won't have to respond to the circuits of harassment and death threats created by the false allegations. In my opinion, it's a smokescreen to distract from the alleged $5 million fraud lawsuit. Today was the last straw, threatening an attorney in a federal case of committing a felony without any evidence and relying on false statements from mentally disturbed and unwell people is unethical. And in the state of California, lawyers are prohibited from doing this." Okay. Today was the last straw. Threatening an attorney in a federal case is committing a felony without any evidence and relying on false statements. First off, nothing that I saw was Saltsy threatening an attorney. He was saying, this is what appears to be happening. Your client's email has been linked, has been added as a recovery email for our witness, for my Twitter, for my email. This does not look good. We need to figure this out. And if this is the case, I hope you had no knowledge of this. We need to get this settled ASAP. We need to figure out what's going on ASAP. That's what Salty said. And just like Emily said, that would be what you would think would happen, you know? KJ does have an order not to delete anything. Okay, so then she says, relying on false statements from mentally disturbed and unwell people. So all we know from this one witness is that the witness is autistic and has other ailments. We don't know what these other ailments are, but calling someone that is autistic, mentally disturbed, and unwell and is really disturbing to me. She says that it's unethical, and in the state of California, lawyers are prohibited from doing this. First off, I mean, I know witnesses, like all kind of witnesses are used in different things. You know what I'm saying? Like just because a witness is autistic and has other ailments does not mean they can't say, hey, I was in a live stream and such was said and Katie deleted it. And here's the screenshots, because I don't know what this witness is a witness of. But I feel like it's one of those witnesses was like, hey, I was in a live stream and this and this and this was said and Katie deleted it. You know, that's what I feel like. I could be totally wrong. But I mean, my son who is on the spectrum could very well be a witness to something like that. He's actually very smart. Okay, so that was one of the tweets that she had while Emily was live. All right, here's another one. The good news is I'll make it through today. The good news is there is a sun poking through those dark clouds. The good news is that one day the truth will be revealed. Distractions are everywhere, but it's all they are, distractions. I want to say something about that. You know what? That was my way of thinking last year, like when Katie was like accusing me of lying about everything and calling me a drug addict. That was my mindset. It was like one day the truth will come out. And I feel like it has. I feel like here we are. Hello, truth. It's slapping her in the face. Like now people, they are seeing what I saw back then and the way that I seen Katie telling what, in my opinion, were lies. In my opinion, and mistruths. People are now seeing that. Let's see. The good news is I'll make it through the day. The good news is that one day the truth will be revealed. I absolutely think the truth will be revealed. If Katie is not behind the hacking, I think they'll figure that out. These attorneys are not going to let that slide. They're going to say, they're going to get this figured out. Obviously, if it's not Katie, I don't want her to be blamed for it. If it's just somebody trying to make things better or worse or whatever, I think it was very stupid. And I think that they should get in trouble for that. You don't stick your nose in a case like this. Are they not watching Emily Baker? Don't rile the lawyers. So, but okay, distractions are everywhere, but it is all they are is distractions. And I'm going to say this, and distractions are everywhere. You know what I think are distractions? Is every time things get really rough for Katie, she talks about her son. And I'm not talking ill of her son. So I know she's going to twist that and be like, Lindsay was talking about my son. No. I've noticed it, and plenty of other people have noticed it. Every time things get rough for Katie, she goes to, let's distract. What's the best way to distract? Sad fishing. She starts sad fishing for whatever she can. Her rape story, things to do with her son, deflection. Exactly. So it's projection. She is projecting by saying this. Distractions are everywhere, but it's all they are. It's distractions, because that's what Katie does when things are going, like when things are, everybody's like seeing her for what she is and everybody's talking about it. She's like, let me jump on a live and talk about something terrible so people will feel bad for me. Let me distract them from what's really going on. So I just had that to say about that. Now let me get some more into these emails. Let's see. Okay, here's another one. Today was the last straw, threatening an attorney in a federal case of committing a felony without any evidence. And we're like, oh, I already read that one. That I never seen no threats there. Like, I don't know what she's talking about with threats. Who saw threats there? Did anybody see threats in what I read to you guys? And Emily Baker has all of it, like, in order. She goes through the whole defamation case. So you guys can see it even better. Like, if you watch hers, I'm going to link it down below after I get done with this. But yeah, it's really weird that she's going to say that there were threats made. Like, there were no threats made. Okay, so here is actually, I don't know if I showed you guys this yet. Okay, email communication goes both ways. Trust me, just like I'm being watched, so are you. We know everything. So that was really what I think. Did I? Hi, current call. Okay. What made it appear like Katie was almost admitting to, like, the hackings of the emails. If she just would have said, just like I'm being watched, so are you, I would have took that as like, oh, she's saying like, hey, Salty, I'm watching your Twitter, just like you're watching mine, I'm watching yours. But the fact that she brought up email communication goes both ways, trust me, it's almost like, what is that here? What is that? All right, let's see. Someone brought this up a while ago, so I wanted to show you guys. All right, so we talked about the sock accounts. And Salty said that she had like a bunch of emails and accounts. And someone said Zag Creations outed themselves the other day. And so I was like, I actually have a screenshot of that, so I'm going to go grab it. This is what someone said. I don't hate Katie, and I'm currently not a troll. And I believed in kind and respectful talk, regardless of questionable behavior. But there has been a lot of disrespectful talk and questionable behavior from Katie on her own social media. And people are getting frustrated. And Zach, who has been a hardcore Katie follower, who has come for me a time or two, said, disrespectful? How specifically? I don't find this disrespectful. Defending against lies about me, outing people who discriminate against others, telling others to stop ordering me to quit my job, yelling at people for harassing my family, not allowing other creators to take over my stream. A lot of people felt like that was Zag, that Katie forgot to swap to her Without a Crystal Ball account to make that statement. And actually made that post. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that was Katie and she forgot to switch from Zag to Without a Crystal Ball? But let me read it again. Disrespectful how specifically? I don't find this disrespectful. Defending against lies about me, outing people who discriminate against others, telling others to stop ordering me to quit my job, yelling at people for harassing my family, not allowing other creators to take over my stream. So there you go. I remember Katie was like on a live one time and she showed like some emails, and it actually, like, she was still logged into like one of her other accounts and it showed, and that's out there somewhere. I don't have it, but the account was like Joy something. I don't remember. So, you know, everybody has a psych account. I mean, Janelle Eason has me blocked on Instagram. Yes, she does. So I cover Janelle a lot, especially here lately. And I kept noticing that I follow an account called Kitty Jakers. And she's always posting what Janelle has got going on. And I'm like, why can't I find that? So I'm like going and trying to find Janelle, and I cannot find her. I'm only finding Sean. Are you in there?
Yeah, she just blew up
All over what? Okay, I have to go, you guys. Kennedy is still sick. But yeah, Janelle had me blocked, so I had to go make like a quick Instagram so I could follow her. But you know, it is what it is. But I don't do anything from that Instagram account. It's just so I can watch the people that have me blocked. But I have to go. Kennedy is sick. She just threw up all over Sean and the bed. I'm so sorry, you guys. On your way out, give this video a big thumbs up. And that is really all that happened. That's all the breakdown of what's going on, the threats, the hacking account. It's being turned over to the FBI. It's going to be an investigation, so we will find out. Twitter is getting a subpoena to figure out who these accounts were. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.